Hello!
Hi.
It's been so long. You remember we used to do these daily?
I know, I know. I mean, I can't say that I miss doing them daily, but it's great to start back doing them more regularly.
Yes, I feel that. Oh my gosh, that was such a pace to keep up with.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's like, okay, I'll see you in the morning.
Yes. Hello, everyone. You have made it to the yet to be named research podcast. You're with, I am Shaun Glaze with King County Equity Now with the research team. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm excited to be seeing and talking today to LéTania Severe. LéTania, you want to introduce yourself to our new
Yes,
watchers?
absolutely. I'm LéTania Severe, also with King County Equity Now's research team. I use she, her pronouns.
Awesome. Well done. We have like a big show today, but I think we can get it done in a manageable amount of time.
Yes, I believe in
Um,
us.
I believe it. We can do it. Yeah, today's theme is show, not just tell. So if you're joining us for, I think this is episode 13, we are, continuing along with this summer fall research process that we started this summer and continuing forward with. And we're now at the stage where we can have guests, which is really exciting. So I think that just to let people know why this is exciting, it's always really great. One of the foundational pieces of this work is this idea of like having more voices create like a more robust, process and better insights, like just including people and their expertise and their wisdom and their leadership to really bring this alive. And so entering into the stage of our podcast where we're bringing in more voices has been like just a expected outcome, but also like one of the most exciting parts. LéTania, do you want to tell our listeners who our first guest is going to be this week?
Absolutely. So yeah, it's very exciting to be able to not just talk with each other here, but also bring people in to give you all different voices. Our first guest is very well known in the Seattle area. Is Nikkita Oliver. She'll be joining us on. I know, right? How exciting! I mean, you feel I'm like, wow, we've made it. Like Nikkita's gonna come on our show and be our first guest. Like, how exciting!
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
so awesome.
Definitely be ready to tune in. So we'll shoot that on Friday, and we'll get that out to you all as soon as we can. We're very excited about it. And in the future, you'll see more folks from the community coming on and talking with us about what we're doing and some of the things that have been going on, as well as like the community-led research aspect and how how it's going to impact basically, public safety in this area.
Absolutely. Very well done. The second piece that is related to this on today's theme is the budget. So a lot of people have been, messaging me, they've been emailing us, they've been nudging us. Some people who are newer are just like, is there a budget? Is there a plan? What's up? It's like, yes. Why, yes, there is.
Both.
Yes and yes. So, and I've been refining this budget plan for the last several weeks in conversation with community and our teach-ins, which were daily and in some instances like multiple times a day, and one-on-one phone calls and conference calls and text messages and email threads, social media, like people found me and told me what they thought. So I wanted to, for those of you who don't want to read a very long document, I think one thing that's important to highlight is that the initial budget blueprint for this process, for this project, was intentionally designed to focus on what creates true community safety, what creates true community health, and what helps people to thrive. And in a time of multiple overlapping pandemics where we have like, I don't know, an economic and that's terrible. You have also like mass violence against Black folks. You have a situation where, of course, you have the pandemic, like in a time where people are feeling less and less safe. This research is really designed to where people could do their best work and could participate at like the maximum level possible. And so part of that, just to break it down a little bit more concretely, the initial proposal is to be at least 3 million to start out with. That's the starter funds. And out of that, 1 million-ish would be payroll. So paying people like living wages to be able to do this work with like the intensity that it deserves. So not just, hey, can you think about this for like a couple of hours, like in your spare time when you're from this thing to that thing, but really sustained attention to this project to be able to dream up the new world. So like that is one of the things. So $1 million in payroll, but there was another like $875,000 that are about meeting people's needs. And so $500,000 of that is in economic and urgent need support, so cash assistance being one of them, and other kinds of direct support. And then the rest of it was of that $875,000 is for removing barriers to participation, things like childcare, educational supports, nutrition, transportation, tech, materials for addressing racialized ableism. So the ways in which disability justice and racial justice are like, you know, that little in-between spot, specifically for that, as well as monies for an interpretation for several languages. So when people are thinking about the research, sometimes they're like they don't necessarily think about research being able to address needs or to be able to build up like mutual support. And yet this research that we've been talking about throughout the summer and now here as we move into the fall does exactly that. We recently did a survey to try to get a sense of like what our outreaches looked like and hear from more folks. LéTania, I know that you plan to talk a little bit more about that, but I think there's a lot of connections between the budget and like what we were hearing from people so far.
Yeah, for sure. I think what's really cool, thank you everyone who's filled out the survey. We really appreciate the information. It's still out there, right? People can still complete it.
Yeah, you can still do it.
Of the things, yes, that we encourage, if you haven't, you should fill out the survey so we can continue to get as much information from folks as possible. A couple of very interesting things. As you know, Shaun mentioned, the budget is looking to, you know, put money right into the community and address barriers as well as like just current needs. And so in the survey, we found that transportation was definitely something that a lot of folks were like, yeah, I could use some transportation assistance. One of the cool things that Shaun's found doing some research around the Orca card is, so there's a super awesome Orca card called, is it the Passport program? Is that what it's called? Basically, you can get a Orca card that allows you to use Passport, perfect. That allows you to use all the different transportation modes, so bus, water taxi, light rail, I think Sound Transit's on there. It's awesome, and it's for 1 year, and it's usually pretty expensive. And so doing a lot of research, Shaun found that they base those prices based on ridership. And so as you know, a lot of people haven't been using those modes of transportation because of the pandemic. So the price is kind of low, and it's also lower if your location's outside of Seattle. And so being able to like offer a card like that to folks who are in need of, who have transportation needs is crucial. And a lot of folks on the survey said that they would definitely use that. I think it was somewhere around 75%. Also, there were a good number of people who just had transportation needs in general, from, needing either gas money or just the ability to, catch an Uber or something like that. And so the budget was always intended to meet these needs, and we're seeing in the survey that there are indeed these needs. There was like about 50% had hardware needs, such as like tablets to collect data out in the community, or they need something to record their conversations with community. And so these are things that have been planned for, and these are things that community is saying now, yes, we do have these needs. And so it's good because folks like Shaun have been working in these communities for so long, knowing what the needs would be. Those things were baked into the blueprint from the beginning, and being able to provide that out now, once we get this work going, it's going to be really help to allow the work to get done, as well as to allow people to have what they need to be able to participate, and get their voices heard through this particular project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so exciting.
So exciting. It
Absolutely.
is.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And I think one of the things that we'll end up talking to Nikkita Oliver about on Friday will be more details around like, okay, what does this look like for like someone's actual life? Someone who's, maybe like this will be the first research, project that they're a part of. Like a lot of people are used to thinking about research as being very one-sided. And so it's like that it'll benefit mostly the researcher. Like even if you were to like read like the consent forms or things that you're signing, it's like, what are the benefits? And it's like, we expect this to have no benefit for you.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. Maybe it'll advance knowledge, but to you in particular, nothing. To be clear, please sign. And you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is not that. I know that we wanted to talk a little bit about what comes next as we kind of close out this podcast episode. And I don't know, like, do you think we can just, the two of us, talk together through some of the things we're looking forward to showing people in the next couple of days?
Absolutely. Yes. Would you like me to start?
Cool. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Some of the things that I'm excited about is just showing different ways that research looks. We in school, Shaun and I have done a lot of school around research. You learn a few things, but not all the things.
A lot of school.
So much school. But like, when researchers are going out and talking to the community, there's so many different ways that people can represent their voice. It could be through mapping, it could be through artwork, it could be through, a song, it could be through theater, photo, video. So I think that we want to encourage all of you, whether you be one of the community researchers who may be hired for this, or if you're going to participate as someone who's providing their voice to this research, just think outside the box. Think of like how you want to express what you believe, what you think is going to bring public health and and safety to the community. You can provide that information in a variety of ways that I'm sure I have never thought of, and I want people to really imagine what that could look like for them, and be ready to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've heard people say that they really want to do, just as more concrete examples, like murals as a way of presenting their research findings. which I think would be really cool. Definitely heard a lot of music collaborations and other ways of like bringing together folks from like different parts of the city, and like, you know, the synthesis part where we're like putting the different insights together being almost like a playlist or something that you could like listen to and experience.
That'd be
It's like,
cool.
oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be real cool.
I've heard people like talk about, that'd be so cool. Like there have been people talking about creating news of like collectives, or like one of the outcomes they're looking forward to is like almost like a new way of doing food markets, or like a food web. And I'm just like, I can't wait to see like what that looks like because it's like, that's not usually what people think about when they think about research, right? They're just like, you're going to write a paper, you're going to give the paper to someone, and they're going to read your paper, and then like that's it. It's like, no, people are really thinking through toolkits and different curriculum, and just like, I don't know, there's so many different ways. What I'm looking forward to is everything you said. Plus, I know that the podcast, we're going to start having people do little show and tells for us. And our first group that I have working on their pieces are going to present. Do y'all know those memes? It's like 6 panels, and it's like researcher, like what people think I do, what my mom thinks I do, like what my friends think I do, like this like 6-panel meme thing. I have that be their prompt, and I can't wait to see what they do with it, because this is a team that is more connected to academic research. And as someone who does academic research, I can tell you most of what we do in academic research is not super duper special. Like there's sort of like this mythical aspect that people have when they think about what it looks like. They're like, oh yeah, those, you know, university folks are going to be doing like da 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 like that. There's a big disconnect between what people envision and what it actually looks like. And so I'm looking forward to them kind of like pulling back some of the veil and sharing their experiences with us. So I'm really looking forward to that, and to having more voices like that, where people can see themselves in the work and be like, hey, yeah, I get why you say like pretty much anyone could be a researcher. Like these are skills that I have. And yeah, I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, very exciting.
Is there anything else we wanted to leave people with? I think that's like all of our notes right there. We always prepare before the show, and we've hit every...
That's right. Yeah, I think we did. We hit them all.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I will never pass up an opportunity to encourage people to connect with their elected officials. So if you want to keep that pressure on, I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for this work. I'm excited for the next steps, and to be so close to like all of the new things that are coming this way. So it's a great time. And there's going to be a lot more action and movement in the next few days. So keep your eyes open for that.
Yeah, stay tuned. There'll be a lot
Should we sign off?
coming your way. Yeah, the only last thing I wanted to say was we mentioned that if you want a deeper dive into some of the survey stuff, we didn't want to just pour that on everybody. Please leave us a note in the comments, and we'll make sure to provide that in the future. That's all I got.
Awesome. And with that, we'll close out. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, LéTania.
Thank you. Thank you, Shaun. I'll talk to you later.
See you next time.